It's very, very important that we understand right now the Burmese generals is the common enemy among many groups. And many groups do not have similar ideologies. They do not have the same beliefs or goals for their future. And during this time with the Burmese generals, it's okay for everyone to unite after that common enemy to stop the threat and to stop the brutality against all ethnic people, against the Burmese people, against everyone that they set out to destroy. Now, having said that, understand that once that threat is gone, then people have to have the autonomy for their own political destiny. We cannot allow anyone to force us down the road of Burmanization. Federalism is Burmanization. And so federalism under democracy, such as in the United States, can be effective. However, in Burma is very foreign from understanding what a democracy is. And we have to understand, because of decades of rule by this corrupt dictatorship, they run very, very deep with family members and many, many other ways. And so it is not going to just change overnight. I do not believe that a federal system can be trusted in the hands of the Burma infrastructure whatsoever. I still believe 100%, and I ask you all to consider and understand how critical it is that there is independence for all of the ethnic states. If we have that, then it allows permanent autonomy so that they have their own constitution, and it's a decentralization of power. Under a federalized system, it will be centralized power, and you will have the same thing. A lust for power corrupts people. A lust for money corrupts people. And that's what we found in these corrupted Burmese generals. Their lust for power and money. And that same is true for any of the next leaders that would go in. So I encourage everyone to understand the political goal in the future should be independence, independent statehood for each of the ethnic peoples. And then they stand together supporting each other. We must stop going down the road where we force everyone to agree with us in everything. It's okay to have differences and opinions on the future. There's many things at hand here. But when people start trying to force people down a path of what they believe, their ideology, that's no different than the corrupt and brutal Burma generals and their ideology of Burmanization and their ideas that come from Aung San Suu Kyi's father way back when, the father of Burmanization. We must be able to celebrate all of our ethnic people, their rich heritage, everything about them. That is not something we can ever allow anyone to try to destroy. And federalism will destroy and undermine all of that. I look at historically, over the years, over the decades, Karen people being betrayed so many times from people promising that they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And you know what? They never do. They always betray our Karen people. Now is the day we must stand very strong. Right now, things are happening. The Burmese generals are being exposed to the entire world. Now is the day to stand fast to Sabauji's 4 principles. Do not wander away from them. Do not drift. When people tell you that you have to believe what they believe, understand that by nature is very extreme. It is very, very bad for a democracy for anyone to try to force people to do and believe what they want. That's totalitarianism. That is not something you want. It is so critical right now. Karen people protect their borders, that they stand strong for their people, that we don't allow the corrupt and brutal Burmese regime to get in areas within Kathuli so that they can harm our people as they're doing. This is a critical time. Stand fast to Kathule. Kathule first. Karen first. That's what you must do. One more thing I want to share. The corrupt and brutal Burma generals, they target villagers, and the reason they do that is because they want to pit villagers against the military, the Karen military. Understand the Karen military, KNLA and KNDO, seek to protect its citizens of Kathule and have to defend them. When the Burmese generals attack civilians, again, they're doing that to try to divide our Karen people against those protecting them. Do not fall for that. Do not allow that to happen. The Burmese are going to attack no matter what. It is what it is. And we must be prepared for that and stand firm.